We just X-rayed the new iPhone 17 Pro Max and iPhone Air. Let's take a look inside from Creative Electron's unique X-ray perspective. What we found is the hidden story of how design, user habits, and manufacturing constraints shape the newest iPhones. The Air is Apple's thinnest iPhone yet, but why isn't it thinner? One reason is most of us use our phones while charging. That habit stresses the port and the cable. Engineers reinforce the connector and the frame in response to that habit. That adds extra material thickness. Enter the charging cable. At its core, it only needs some shielding, insulation, conductor, and a little power controller. But the joints near the controller are the weak spots. Daily use wears it down, so it has to be reinforced. If cables were thinner, ports and frames could be thinner themselves, leading to a thinner phone. But thinner cables require nearly flawless material uniformity to avoid breaks and interference. That's where X-ray inspection is critical. Our X-ray systems scan cables in real time as they're extruded at hundreds of feet per second. Manufacturing constraints, costs, and regulation keep cables about as thin as they're going to get. So what's next? Removing the port completely. That means wireless charging. But here's the catch. It's slower. Look at the induction coil in the Air and Pro Max. More loops would equal faster charging, but more loops need more space, making the phone larger. They also generate more heat. And in a dense, thin phone, there's nowhere for that heat to go. The battery is another roadblock. Energy density has been improving slowly, but shrink it and you'll lose capacity. Push it harder and it overheats. Game or stream while charging and you're stacking power and performance demands. Apple does shield and layer boards to manage that heat, but that has its limits. This is where the Pro Max really stands out. Our X-rays reveal a hidden vapor cooling system, a mini heat highway. When the phone heats up, liquid inside evaporates, spreads across the chamber, then condenses back to repeat the cycle. That keeps performance steady for high-demand tasks like gaming and videos. But it takes space, and that space keeps the Pro Max from being anywhere near as thin as the Air. The iPhone Pro Max also has bigger camera sensors. These sensors need bracing around the mounts to stay stable, adding volume to the camera bump. Repairability also suffers. Adhesives, layered boards, compact connectors, all built for strength and slimness, but harder to service. Every design choice is a trade-off. Reinforced cables add bulk, bigger batteries hold more power but run hotter, cameras are sharp but bulky, vapor cooling sustains performance but takes space. It's always ambition versus manufacturing constraints, shaped by how we use our phones. Apple isn't always the first to implement technology, but they do seem to set the bar in terms of design and integration. Creative Electron is no stranger to the excitement behind iPhones. We flew from San Diego to Sydney with Motherboard and iFixit just to be the first people in the world to X-ray and tear down the iPhone X. That device was a milestone in iPhone history. Link to that in the description. This device cycle, the iPhone Air has been criticized for being a little light on features and battery life, but we suspect there's something Apple isn't telling us. The iPhone Air could be the first look at the rumored iPhone Fold. Well, at least half of it. More on that in future videos. There's a lot more to these phones and the manufacturing behind them. If you have questions or want to see something else X-rayed, let us know in the comments. We uploaded X-ray wallpapers for your iPhone 17 Pro Max and Air on our website, as well as a free X-ray book. We will also be releasing CT scans of components like the iPhone Air's camera bump soon. Subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And thanks for watching.